Hey DFam, I wanted to make a quick video on my CPS experience. I hope that you guys don't go through something like this, but just know that you're not alone and that this happens quite often. CPS was called on me years ago because of my divorce, and my ex-husband wanted to accuse me of sexually abusing, mentally abusing, and physically abusing my daughter, who was 3 at the time, and she's 13 now. So my ex-husband wanted to win custody in court, so I feel like this was his way of having something to hold in court, to let them know that I'm an unfit mom. So when CPS was called on me, they kept calling my phone, they kept calling, showing up at my house, but at the time I didn't have representation, so I didn't want to meet with them yet. So make sure if CPS is ever called and they want to interview you, make sure you have a legal representative next to you. I quickly got someone, I hired someone who was a friend of mine. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have gone with her because she didn't represent me well. So I met with CPS along with my lawyer, and they interviewed me, they took pictures of my home, they took pictures of my fridge. So when they say, you know, make sure your home is nice and tidy and make sure you have food in the fridge, like all that is true. She interviewed me and she typed up all of my responses, and she also interviewed my daughter who at school, and she also interviewed my ex-husband. So some of the things that a safety plan that was put in place on me was that I can no longer text and drive, which this was the weird part. After interviewing my daughter and them asking her what's one bad thing that mommy does, and she said, my mom texts and drives. So the CPS reporter actually texted me saying that I can no longer do that. I don't know, it just seems like they were wasting their time. So the major issue that CPS wanted to investigate was that I put my daughter in harm's way when I allowed my husband now to take her to school that morning. So that morning, my husband took her to school, and my ex-husband called the cops on my husband, saying that a stranger was taking her to school, and then he ended up getting pulled over after he dropped her off at school. And they pulled over my husband. They saw a handgun in a backpack that was in the back seat where my daughter was. But my daughter, after she left to go inside the school, my husband had reached for the backpack from the front seat and placed it in the back seat so that it wasn't near my daughter. But then when he got pulled over, that's exactly where the backpack was. It was in the back seat. So CPS found him guilty of endangering a child by having a handgun next to her, which there wasn't. So that's the part that really sucks about this whole like system of ours, is like they don't really care to wait it out to see what's right and what's wrong. So at the moment in time, they just found him guilty, and then that was it. So to this day, he still has a CPS case against him. Taste in my mouth about all of this because complete total strangers had to make up their own assumptions and judge me and my life, and they had a say about my life. That's the part that I can never understand, and I don't want to go through that ever again. So yeah, that's my CPS experience. I hope I don't go through another one. CPS is very serious. Like the worst thought of, oh my gosh, you can take my child away, it was there. If you guys have any other questions, or if you want to know anything more about my hectic divorce, I already have another video out about my divorce. So go back into my old videos to look it up. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.